The Shadow Library, in the misty backstreets of New Orleans, where the humid air carries the faint echo of jazz from distant bars and the scent of Spanish moss hangs heavy, there lies a forgotten corner that time itself seems to shun. The old Tulane University annex, now merged into a sprawling modern campus, still harbors its ancient buildings with peeling facades and wrought iron balconies etched by decades of rain. Tucked away behind a grove of twisted live oaks, their branches draped like spectral veils, stands the abandoned Libraria relic, once hailed as a bastion of knowledge, now a phantom of the past. The fire of 1922 had ravaged its exterior, prompting authorities to seal it off with chains and warning signs. Strangely though, the books inside remained untouched, as if the flames had recoiled in fear, sparing the souls bound within their pages. Locals whisper that the library only awakens from midnight to 3 in the morning, when the fog rolls in from the Mississippi River, and the city's nocturnal hum fades into silence. Campus security guards, hardened by night shifts, steer clear of the area, muttering about shadowy figures lurking behind cracked windows. Emily Carter, a senior English major, was drawn to such tales like a moth to flame. With her long auburn hair tied back and eyes sparkling with insatiable curiosity, the 22-year-old spent her free time scouring online forums for urban legends. New Orleans is a city built on secrets, she'd tell her friends, her voice laced with excitement. Emily didn't fear the supernatural. It fueled her passion for writing, turning eerie dreams into stories that chilled her readers. Her best friend, Sophia Reyes, was the polar opposite. An art history student with olive skin and piercing dark eyes, Sophia possessed an uncanny ability to sense spiritual energies that others dismissed. She painted abstract canvases where colors bled into grotesque forms, as if capturing lost souls on canvas. "I see them," the cold auras, the lingering shadows. Sophia had confided one rainy afternoon in a French Quarter cafe. She always carried a small antique mirror, believing it could reflect hidden truths. Though wary, Sophia often cautioned Emily against delving too deep. "Don't poke the darkness, Em. Sometimes it pulls you in." One stormy evening, as thunder rumbled over the bayou, Emily received an anonymous message on a horror subreddit she frequented. "The old library opens at midnight. No flashlights, only oil lamps reveal the truth. Mirror the pages to read." Attached was a blurry photo, the library door ajar under a crescent moon, shelves of pristine white books glowing ethereally. Emily's heart raced. She texted Sophia, "Soph, come with me. This is perfect for my thesis on Southern Gothic horror." Sophia hesitated but agreed, packing her sketchbook and mirror. "Just looking. Okay, I've got some protective herbs too." They left their dorm at 11, navigating the damp streets where street lamps flickered like dying embers. The rain had stopped, leaving puddles that mirrored the starry sky. The university grounds were in the Garden District, not far, but reaching the library meant slipping through a rusted fence, feet sinking into mossy earth. The wind carried the distant toll of church bells and the faint aroma of incense from nearby voodoo shops. Weaving an oppressive atmosphere, the library loomed, a 2-story structure with Gothic arches and vine-choked walls. Its main door chained but inexplicably creaking open as midnight struck, as if unlocked by an unseen hand. Inside, darkness enveloped them like a shroud, muffling the outside world. No electricity, just an antique oil lamp on the librarian's desk, its flame flickering weakly and casting elongated shadows. Sophia shivered, clutching Emily's arm. "Em, this place feels wrong. The energy is thick like 100 eyes watching us." Emily smiled reassuringly, though her pulse quickened. She lifted the lamp, its cool brass handle sending a chill up her spine. They ventured deeper, boots echoing on creaky floorboards. The shelves towered, laden with dusty tomes bound in faded leather, but as Emily flipped open a random volume, the pages were blank pure white, smooth as human skin. "Weird. Why are they empty?" she murmured, turning them under the lamp's glow. Sophia, guided by intuition, held up her mirror, reflecting the page. Letters emerged, crimson scrolls, twisted and inverted, visible only in the glass. "These are last words," Sophia whispered, her voice trembling. Emily snatched the mirror, peering closer. The first page chronicled the sorority girl who jumped from the dorm roof in 1915. "I didn't want to die, but the voice in my head said to fly to escape the fire burning in my soul." As Emily turned the page, a whisper arose, soft yet distinct, like a breeze through cracked panes. A young woman's voice, desperate and echoing those exact words. They sank to the floor beneath the flickering lamp, entranced by the discovery. Emily read on, her tone shifting from thrill to unease. "The second book, A professor vanished in 1918. I've uncovered the library's secret. These aren't ordinary books, they're imprisoned souls. They whisper promises of endless knowledge, but demand life in return. The murmur returned, a deep male timbre laced with regret. Sophia hugged her knees. Stop 'em. I see them approaching, shadows in the corners. ... double quotes. But Emily pressed on. More volumes unfolded horrors. A child buried alive in the campus grounds during the 1800s yellow fever epidemic. Victim of a forgotten ritual. Mama, I'm so cold. Dirt presses on my chest, but I still hear the pages turning. A child's wail echoed, piercing and mournful, forcing Sophia to cover her ears. Gradually, Emily pieced together the threads. The sorority girl was the professor's student. The child was the illegitimate offspring of a plantation owner. And all converged on the 1922 fear-ablaze newspapers vaguely attributed to faulty wiring, shrouded in mystery. That's when Professor Harlan appeared, materializing like a wraith. The elderly man, stooped and scarred from old burns, pushed through the door silently. Dressed in a threadbare suit, he carried a rusted key. "You shouldn't be here," he rasped, his voice like rustling leaves. "This is the forbidden hour. The library isn't for the living." Harlan, the former university librarian, now a recluse in a nearby shotgun house, sat with them under the lamp and recounted, his eyes distant. Back then, there was a scholar no one knew his true name, called the Nameless One. He delved into voodoo and occult arts, believing he could bind souls to books for eternal wisdom. He harvested spirits from campus tragedies, the jumper, the vanished professor, the buried child, all trapped in these white tomes. Emily queried, "Why blank? Why mirrors?" Harlan's laugh was hollow. Souls hide from mortals. They dwell in the reversed world, revealed only by reflection, the gateway to the other side. Read to the end, and you'll join them. Body dissolves. Soul sucked in, leaving a faint image in mirrors, whispering curses to the next fool. Sophia tugged Emily. "Let's go, Em. He's right, the bad vibes are suffocating." But Emily shook her head. "One more book. Soph, I need the full story." She grabbed the thickest volume from a high shelf. Its cover cracked like aged skin, mirrored it, and delved in, ignoring Harlan's pleas. This tome was the apex of terror. It detailed the Nameless One, a mad occultist from Haiti, who invoked spirits under blood moons using bayou rituals and stolen grimoires. But the souls rebelled, igniting a inferno from the books themselves, consuming him alive. Yet his essence lingered, an entity awaiting fresh prey to fulfill the curse. Each flipped page amplified the whispers into a cacophonous choir. The oil lamp sputtered wildly, then extinguished, plunging them into abyss. In the void, spirits materialized from the shelves. The sorority girl twisted and pale, eyes bulging. The professor charred and muttering incantations, the child clawing with mud-caked hands. They encircled Emily and Sophia, icy touches like grave chill. Sophia screamed, "Em, the lamp's out. They're here." Emily fumbled to relight it, dropping matches in panic. When the flame reignited, the ghosts loomed, hissing her name. "Emily, join us, ... become part of the book." Sophia dragged Emily toward the door, but it sealed shut, held by invisible force. They pounded, calling for Harlan, but he had vanished into the gloom, his laughter fading. In desperation, Emily mirrored the final page. Emily Carter, the curious writer, enthralled by the macabre, shall be the next chapter. She will be drawn into the book, body fading, leaving a ghostly reflection in mirrors, beckoning her friends. Emily felt weightless, pulled into a vortex. In the mirror, her image blurred, merging with the page. "SOPH ... help ... double quotes," she gasped, voice distant. Sophia sobbed, reaching, but grasped air. Emily dissolved, the book thudding down, her name shimmering on the last page. Sophia awoke outside at dawn, battered and muddied. Police investigated, finding nothing in the sealed library. Emily was declared missing, Sophia's tale dismissed as delusion. Harlan disappeared forever. Sophia returned to her dorm, broken. She stopped painting, instead staring into her mirror, hearing Emily's whisper, "SOPH ... read the book. The secrets await you ... become one of us ... A week later, Sophia returned alone at midnight. The door yielded, lamp burned. She mirrored Emily's book. Sophia Reyes, loyal friend, will complete the curse. She will sketch her soul's final portrait. Whispers overwhelmed, lamp died, and Sophia vanished into the shadow library. From then on, the library slumbers under the oaks, awaiting curious souls. Students with a thirst for the unknown will hear the rumors, venture in, mirror the pages, and the cycle of horror endures eternally. expanded recollections. To enrich the narrative, envision the Nameless One's backstory. A Haitian immigrant during the Jazz Age, obsessed with voodoo loa and European grimoires. He collected tales from Congo Square rituals, binding spirits with blood oaths. The fire wasn't accidental, but a revolt of the enslaved souls. Harlan was his reluctant apprentice, surviving to warn, yet inevitably ensnared. Sophia, before vanishing, painted one last canvas. The library in mirrored distortion, faces screaming silently. It hangs in the university gallery, and viewers who stare too long hear faint whispers. This tale draws from New Orleans' cultural tapestry, voodoo, ghosts, and southern mysticism for intimate, lingering dread.